comics are stupid.
No Harry Potter movie is good.
And you're like, give me the Snyder Cut. Oh, sorry, just walk in front of you here. Gonna put my popcorn down. Oh, sorry, gotta put this here.
Universal needs to sue Sony.
Hey, I'm an idiot. I was fired from Fox. Let me go.
I'd like actually to see Venom just crush Spider-Man.
Hello everyone, so I'm back today and I'm going to be talking about WandaVision, the new episode, series finale. So it's very clever that they're saying there's no season 2. Anyways, that was a very good episode. And that's all. No. So basically, I watched this episode and the entire time I managed to be completely shocked, in awe, and overexcited about everything that occurred. And look, at the end of the day, there will be people who will say this was disappointing. It was not disappointing. You're wrong if you think so. This was just a very, very, very good movie. And I think that I think it'll be interesting, right? Because the most important parts of this episode were really the end credit scenes. But I'm going to get to that later. Also, spoilers. Forgot about that part. Yeah, important to know the spoiler review of spoilers. Anyway, so this episode was interesting. So to start off, we got to see kind of Agnes and her whole thing. And honestly, it's a very cool kind of thing. She wanted to steal the powers of Wanda to become awesome. And Wanda basically said no. Then we also got to see White Vision, who seems to be kind of, sadly, not Ultron yet. I still think it's a possibility. But it was interesting because it seemed to be, then, Vision and Vision fought. And it was a very good scene, actually, when they were talking about the ship, right? When Vision was like, White Vision was like, I'm here to destroy you. And then normal Vision was like, but I'm not Vision, really, right? And they're talking about how, well, if I'm really Vision, then, I'm a new Vision, and you're new Vision with old Vision's body, right? So whatever. And then, now this is the thing, right? So that was a very good scene. It's probably one of the better scenes. We also got a bunch of Wanda, and I think Wanda is a very good character. And I think this series just shows her development more than anything else. And I think that was really cool. We got some stuff with Jimmy Woo and everybody else and throughout the episode, but it wasn't really that much, right? It was mainly a Wanda-centric episode, or Agnes-centric. Agnes' story was very cool, and I think Wanda, this show really, and this is going to be kind of a look at the show as a whole in a sense, right? But I think the show really shows you just, everything in a sense. It really brings into perspective the MCU and, it shows you this magical side of things, which we got in Doctor Strange, but we haven't really gotten since. Now, I do think this is very much tying into Doctor Strange 2, and I think, we're going to have to wait for Doctor Strange 2 to get more information on this in terms of Wanda's story and Wanda's future, but I think that was very cool. Now, the other thing which was, interesting was the kids, right? So I think she will end up bringing them back somehow. But now, although I'm not angry Doctor Strange didn't make an appearance, I want to make sure I say this very carefully, and I was not disappointed, oh my god, no Doctor Strange cameo. My bigger thing was kind of, what is the reasoning going to be? Because Doctor Strange has literally one job. It's to watch over reality from being messed up. So if Wanda's doing all this stuff, it's like a signal, like he's picking this up on his signal transmitter thing, right? And so why was he not aware of this? And I think that's going to be something they will probably address. But it'll be interesting to see what the reasoning is for why he wasn't. Because obviously, you've got two magical beings in the same city doing stuff. And you're telling me you don't notice as the guy who's supposed to make sure that things don't go crazy. So I'll be interested about that one for sure. Now, the other thing was hold on. Oh, yes, and then Wanda being the Scarlet Witch, you're kind of embracing that, and she kind of has a costume, and I love the costume. Look, I'm good with it. It's very much like that one in the comics. I don't remember if it's, it's going to bug me until I know to which one it was, because it was the comic where, I think it was, where was it? And because I remember she was the comic and she did the thing with the costume. I don't know, maybe this is something more recent anyways, but where she has like the magical costume thing, you know? I'm sure I'm not making this up, because she does the thing where she like creates her costume, and it's like magic, and it's like there as magic. You know what I mean? I'm not making this up. I'm sure there's a picture on the screen right now, actually, because, you know, knowing me, I would have found it at that point. But like, she like makes her costume appear. But anyways, not the point. The point is, I really liked the costume, and I thought it was very good, and it wasn't cheesy at all, and I think it was good. Yeah. But I'm glad they gave us that costume, and it'll be interesting to see what happens next, because of course the end credit scene, for people who don't know or do know and want to hear what I thought of it, you know, it was, so the first one was the one with the Skrull, and so I think that one is clearly Nick Fury / Captain Marvel. I think that one, everything that happened in that one will pick up in Captain Marvel 2, right? And then the next one, which was Wanda in a cabin in somewhere, just gonna assume it was some sort of, you know, some nice mountain. I mean, it was a nice mountain place where she's doing the thing with the book. Now that feels very, and then you hear the kids screaming. I think she's gonna create the kids again. I think that'll be what happens. I think that'll be the thing that triggers Doctor Strange 2 to some extent. And Agnes, and now the one thing which the MCU is very good at, obviously, is continuity and making sure everything's the same. And I think that, well, Agnes, what she kept saying was like, you know, you don't understand the consequences of what you've just done. And I think that'll be I feel like there's going to be something, because we know Doctor Strange and Dormammu and the other guy, what's his name? I'm going to say Zemo, even though it isn't Zemo. Anyways, he was like, you know, oh, you know, the bill always comes, you know, and so I think it'll be kind of a similar thing where it's kind of like she's going to have to deal with the consequences of what she did. Now, it's interesting that they left so much open, but then again, it isn't, right? And I feel like this wasn't a pointless show, because it was this evolution of Wanda more than anything. And I think, you know, you really did evolve Wanda, and now she's a more complex character who people understand better. And I think that's what these shows are going to be, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be in the future. I think people should just remember, these shows are not meant to be cinematic events which reveal new things. People are Marvel starved, so they're kind of, you know, hoping but the movies will be where you reveal characters, new characters, like, you know, big reveals will be in the movies. The shows will be for is for these simple and that's what even Kevin Feige had said. He's like, these will be character studies, you know. These will be looks at the characters, which is why when Wanda was said to be, you know, 30-minute kind of sitcom episodes about family life, and people were kind of like, you know, it made sense that it would be able to look at her and her kind of, they said these were meant to be ways to kind of build these characters up in a sense where, you know, now you've got these more complex characters and you understand them more if you watch them. But then the movies will be where all the big reveals are made. So, like, you know, you'd get Doctor Strange 2, where you could very likely have more cameos. And Kevin Feige made that very clear, I think, that, you know, like, even Falcon the Winter Soldier, like, that'll be a very much, will they bring some characters back? Yeah, of course. But it's going to just really come down to being a reveal, kind of like a Falcon character study in a sense, and the Winter Soldier character study, right? It won't be, you know, people brought, like, they set this up in a way which was very good on their part, obviously, that made it kind of like, you know, it looked more like a big MCU movie, which was the idea. But I think in reality, what it's going to be shown is it was meant to be a character study from the beginning, right? To evolve Wanda's character. It wasn't meant, and I think everyone, and I'm to an extent as well, got my hopes up about, you know, big reveals and, you know, the kids, you know, the future and, you know, all this stuff. But when it was supposed to be a character study on Wanda and her emotional state and kind of making you understand Wanda's emotions and her motivations better, and then allowing the movies to do that big reveal in Doctor Strange 2, specifically to do that big reveal in terms of, like, you know, these characters and the multiverse, and, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not me. I don't know. But I think the, you know, Doctor Strange 2, in terms of bringing the kids back, could focus on the multiverse, right? Because, of course, the idea of the multiverse is that there's multiple different universes, and so, you know, you have those universes kind of come back. Like, you know, you can find, I'm sure there's a universe where Wanda has kids, and so then you can, maybe that's how she's going to do it. But it'll be interesting to kind of see how they can further kind of make her understand her magic, and B, how Doctor Strange comes into all this, and does she end up eventually becoming the Sorceress Supreme? Because I think that's a possibility, and it'll be interesting. I think that people did get their high expectations up because of some things that Vision said, like being trolly, like Paul Bettany said, "Oh, big cameo." I do believe Ultron will still come back, and I think they're setting up a doorway, but I don't think... I mean, obviously it didn't happen in this show, and I don't think it was expected to happen in this show, but I think that they leave the doorway open for enough things. But again, you can't do a big thing like that temporarily or like permanently and not do it in a movie, because it's just the way it's going to work, right? And so I think that's the thing. And I think people have to remember that these shows are meant to be character studies. You can't look at any of these shows saying, we're going to get the future of the MCU in this. They're meant to be looking at the characters, right? They're giving these shows to characters who normally who aren't going to get movies, but instead will get, these complex looks at them. So I think that's kind of what the show is meant to be, and what it did. And that's why I think it was really good. And so, yeah, that was really my take on the episode. I really enjoyed it overall. The acting was great. Just throughout the whole series, the story came together really nicely, and the acting was great. I'm glad they kept Agatha alive for the future, because obviously she will come back at some point, I'm sure. And I don't think there needs to be a second season, these mini-series to look at these characters is good, and then you give other characters their series, because there'll be so many side characters who could get it. And I think it'd be interesting if we get to see Darcy again. I think we will probably get Thor, Love, and Thunder. And so I think what they're really doing is they're setting up, look, Thor, Love, and Thunder, you've got Doctor Strange, and then you've got Captain Marvel 2, where all these characters kind of come back and you'll get to see the stories again. And, I'm good with that. It doesn't make me sad. And anyway, and I was very satisfied. I felt like that was great. Now I just want more content. And we're going to have to wait for content, but we'll get content. So that's all. But let me know what you thought of this episode and this whole series really down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts. Follow us on social media. We're giving updates on videos and stuff. And all that good stuff, yeah. Thank you for watching, and bye.